Good morning again. Well, I got all of my emails caught up last night before I went to bed, and before I even started on today's video, I actually came out of the meditation room and caught everything up again, although there's been a couple come in, a couple new ones come in since I sat down here at the computer to actually create today's video, which was just a very short time ago. Uh, The title today is Ninth Wave, Losing Ability to Control Outcome. And I just finished writing the blurb. The good old ego wanted to be separate and powerful at the same time is having a hard time these days. Its illusions of control fade as cosmic events overshadow the well-laid plans of mere mortals. Get used to it. The illusion of control will continue its fading into obscurity, becoming nothing more than a distant memory of the time we actually believed we could act with impunity and suffer no consequences. I wrote that as much for each of us as individuals as I did for the collective ego known as the Illuminati and the dark cabal, or whatever you want to call the people that thought they could rule the world and control all the events in the world. I have a feeling that those people are really finding a hard time of what's happening on the planet right now, when even some of their own plans have gone beyond their ability to control the outcome. But we're finding that in our individual lives as well. As things we thought we could plan and set goals for, now there's that question mark that appears. What will the world look like a month from now? Which is why I did not accept immediately the invitation to speak at the 11/11 conference in Sedona, Arizona, and why I have a hard time making a long-term commitment. Even my plans in October to go to my class reunion, it will either happen or it won't. And I realize that. But I'm still planning to go to that, and who knows, I could show up in Sedona. I don't know what the world's going to look like after October. I know that there's going to be significant changes between now and then. They're happening. They're happening all over, and no one has the ability to stop the awakening, to stop this evolution of consciousness from continuing to take us where God wants it to go. I got Tut's message this morning. I didn't even read it yesterday because I was so busy doing other things. I didn't get to read it until late at night when I was catching up on over 200 emails. Anyway, today's message is, Ron, when walls close in, skies turn gray, and dreams seem like they're awfully far away, you're probably just forgetting that the same hands that created the sun, moon, and stars are still holding yours, anxious to help. I simply adore you. Signed, the universe. And there are great cosmic hands that are moving things in this day and age, this present time called the ninth wave, faster than they've ever moved things before. Because this is the time of quantum leap, where we're taking a giant step for the human race, and in fact for all of creation. We are waking up. The cosmic attention getters are hard at work, getting our attention. The big earthquake yesterday, centered in Virginia, felt all the way up into New England, down into North Carolina. Beautiful attention getter. Didn't cause a whole lot of damage, I don't know if there was any loss of life, but it certainly gets attention when an area that's not normally thought of as earthquake prone gets struck by an earthquake that's felt through a multitude of states and even knocks some of the pinnacles off of the big church in Washington, D.C. Oh yeah, that happened yesterday. If there's any place that needs to be awakened, it's Washington, D.C. If there's any place that needs to realize that they're losing their ability to control the outcome, it's Washington, D.C. These arrogant 535 congressmen and senators and this arrogant president that sits in the White House and these arrogant bankers that pull the strings of these people. Oh boy, talk about losing control. I'm telling you, folks, you may want to get caught up in the fear if that's what you want to do. You may choose to do that. I'm not going to stop you. Nobody's going to stop you. It's free. You can do it. You can focus where you want to focus your attention. But from where I sit, when I sit in meditation and look at what's happening in the world, I see the finger of God moving things as gently as they can be moved, but yet powerfully at the same time. Irene, that I spoke to yesterday morning, by the time I went to bed last night, the charted course or the anticipated course had moved east. I don't know that that move is necessarily finished yet. One of the things that I had an impression of during the day yesterday as I drove to do the shopping for tonight's meeting was that one of the lessons that were being given by these natural disasters, especially hurricanes. Hurricanes, we know that the military-industrial complex has the ability through HARP and other advances scientifically to direct storms. We've watched them turn storms around 180 degrees and turn back, even turn back completely upon themselves. We saw that in 2004 here in Florida. We saw them be able to make two storms just weeks apart follow virtually the identical same path. They are able to do that. But there's another ability that's happening, is the light workers. That's us, folks. The light workers are realizing that by mere consciousness, by merely merging with the storm, we take control over it, because that which serves the greater good has greater power than that which serves a destructive end. And when the Illuminati has tried to control things, they have a destructive end in mind, because chaos is their game plan. And the Spirit's game plan is for transformation and transition with as little chaos as possible. That doesn't mean there won't be any. But death and destruction can be minimized. And I'm sincerely believing that it will be minimized. Why? Because the power that's in us is awakening. Our ability to say to the storm, "Peace, be still," as Jesus did, and the winds stop. That ability is real. It's ours. And it's a matter of consciousness. It's not a matter of gadgetry. It's not a matter of ultra-low frequency waves or moving up into the aurora, moving up into the ionosphere and changing patterns in the ionosphere. Yeah, we can do that too, but not with gadgets. We can do it with our own consciousness, because we realize that everything is a part of us, and everything is here to serve us if we are here to serve everyone else. It's an interconnected thing. There is no separation. That's the illusion that the ego has to get over, that it can be separate and not have to pay attention to how its decisions affect others. Those days are coming to an end, folks. They are coming to an end for at least a couple of thousand years. And this is the time of that transition, and it's happening. Service to self is no longer going to be able to do what it was able to do even last year, even earlier this year. That's how fast things are moving. We're going to learn that surrendering to the will of God, or you can use another label, to the force of creation, to the hand that guides the universe, surrendering and saying, not my will, but thine be done. Letting go of the need to control other people, and learn that the only thing that's important to change is we each have the ability to change our own minds as to how we see things and how we respond to what we see. We have that ability. Not my will, but thine be done. We are one. We are interconnected. It's a web of life. And this is the time of awakening to unity consciousness. And that is where the true power lies. We can direct the storms. And when we do it from a place of love, guess what? Love responds. Love responds. The hurricanes respond. The earthquakes respond. The weapons, we have the ability to shut down the weapons. When I say we, extraterrestrials certainly do. And they are us. They are our family. And they're here right now with us, helping us, standing by our side. They will not do it for us, but they are here to help. And there is a massive armada of spaceships in our skies, cloaked and becoming more and more uncloaked as time goes forward. Do you understand what I'm telling you, folks? There's no need to be afraid unless you're trying to maintain the status quo and hang on to a world that is coming to an end. The world of fraudulent control of the masses by a handful of people. The handful of people are the ones that are really losing the ability to control the outcome. And it's got to be putting them into a strange state of mind as they realize that the plans made generation after generation, at least for the last few hundred years, of world domination isn't going to happen. It just isn't. Because there is a bigger plan, a greater plan to serve everyone. And that everyone even includes the ones that have made the dark plans. Yeah, it even includes them. Like it or not. All or one is inclusive. It doesn't leave anyone out. It doesn't mean that someone may not choose to say, hey, wait, I'm going to wait around for the next 26,000 year cycle for my chance to become enlightened. No, I think a lot of people are going to realize, hey, I can do it right now. And all it takes is a change of mind and the willingness to love instead of being selfish and self-centered and egocentric and narcissistic. A new choice. Sharing and caring instead of taking and abusing. New paradigm coming into play, folks. This is the 5th night in the 9th wave of the evolution of consciousness. Big shifts, really, really big shifts are going on right now. And I will be speaking on the last day of this 5th night, September 4th, at the New Way Pod on Awakening Consciousness. Those that can, I invite you to come and hear me and share with me on Labor Day weekend. Namaste.